Hey, fourth graders, this is Miss McAtee, and this week we are going to be starting a new unit in writing. It's about informational writing and how we can teach people what we know by writing about it. So this week's session is Writers Write to Teach. So during this crazy time at home, I've realized something. Throughout the year, I always thought of myself as the teacher and you guys as the students. It's the truth, right? We all hear about you at home talking about what you're doing, maybe something new that you've tried, a new project that you started. Maybe it's just spending time and doing fun activities or playing a game with your family. What I've learned from this time away from school is that we as teachers can learn a lot from you guys as students. What I'm getting at here is that there are millions of topics that you probably know more about than your teachers. Kind of crazy, right? So you can be teachers, whether that's Nerf guns, writing about them. Maybe you're teaching us about creating your own apps. Maybe you're teaching us about video games. Maybe it's about fishing. Maybe it's about something completely different. That's okay too. But you're going to be thinking about something that you're an expert on and how you could write an informational book to teach us about it. So I want you to take a second to think about a topic that you are an expert on, one that you could teach others about. Maybe that topic is something to do with things that you do often. Maybe it's something that you love, or maybe it's a place that you visit a lot. So I want you to, again, take a second and try to think about that topic. And it's okay if you don't get it right away, because I'm going to think through mine first, and then maybe that'll help you get an idea as well. So let me start. What's something I do a lot or love? I know. Every July, so this isn't something that I get to do a whole lot, but I really love it, even though it's only one time a year. So every July, I love watching fireworks. So I'm going to teach you guys in my book about fireworks. Okay, so what about you? I'm going to give you a couple seconds. If you do not have a topic, I want you to pause the video until you have one, and then you can push play again once you have it. And if you do have a topic, just hang out and we'll keep going. All right, so now we all have our topic. Mine's fireworks. What's yours? Rock on. That's a great topic. So during writing workshop for the next few weeks, we're going to be doing informational writing, or as we call it, nonfiction writing. So we've done this before this year, but this is still a new unit, something we have not done specifically yet this year. So you're going to write lots of books in which you teach readers all about a topic, but you can't just pick up a pen and begin scribbling in your book. Your information would all be jumbled, right? So we need to have a plan. So how do we have a plan, Miss McAtee, is probably what you're asking. So I'm going to show you. So during this lesson, I'm going to teach you 4 things that we need to do for planning before we can write an informational book. So I want to teach you that before writers write an informational book, they plan how their book will go. So you plan your book by thinking of a topic. So first we need to think of a topic. Secondly, we need to touch the page and tell a story across the page. Sorry, it's kind of hard to fit in there. So touch and tell a story across the page. Okay. Third is we're going to make sure that we are quickly sketching our ideas. Okay. And then lastly, we will write. Okay, so you can see it kind of flows in this direction. So we think of a topic, We touch and tell a story across the page. We then quickly sketch our ideas, and then we write. So this information is also on an anchor chart that's on the slides for this week that you'll get to look at as you're working. So don't feel like you have to come back and find this part of the video because you'll have it on your slides. Okay, so this is the process you're going to do for each page. So I'm going to go through this process with you and kind of show you what mine would look like. So if I have the first page of my notebook here, I picked this template just because there's some spots for drawing, but if you're using normal notebook paper, that's totally fine too. So I decided earlier that my topics would be fireworks, and I'm going to write it in blue because when I think of fireworks, I think of red, white, and blue. So fireworks was my topic. So to get started, I touched my page and I told the parts of my topic, which my first one is just fireworks, right? That's my main topic. Now, let's see. On the first page, I could teach you about the kinds of fireworks. So on my first page, my whole book is about fireworks, but this page is going to be specifically about the kinds of fireworks, okay? So when we think of fireworks, there are different kinds. So we have, the sparklers that are the stick that have the sparks just coming on the end of them, right? And we have the big ones that kind of burst in the sky and they look kind of like a flower or, they just kind of, they're kind of flower shaped in the sky. And then we also have the ones that kind of start out like a little rocket and they kind of shoot up into the sky and explode. Okay, so we have sparklers, we have the big flower-shaped fireworks in the sky, and we have our rocket-shaped fireworks. Okay, so now that I thought of my topic, fireworks, I touched and wrote my idea out on the page for what this page is specifically about, and that's the kinds of fireworks. And then I did the third step, which was sketching. Now you can see my sketches, they're not award-winning sketches, right? So it's okay. It doesn't have to be your best drawing. It just needs to get the idea across of what you're trying to think about, because the most important thing we're doing is writing. The drawing and the sketching just helps us think of those ideas, okay? So I'm going to tell you now about what I'm going to write because I already sketched, so now I'm ready to write. I'm going to tell you about the sparkler first because in my opinion, it's the simplest. It's the easiest to write about. So the sparkler is going to be the first thing I write about. Then secondly, I'm probably going to write about the flower fireworks. And then third, I'll write about the rocket spiral. Okay, so that's, again, writing numbers by them is helping me organize, okay? So I'm going to write, so like I said, I'm going to start with sparklers. So I'll go down here, and I'm going to write sparklers are the simplest kind of fireworks. They are just a stick. And then I could go on to talk about they're a stick with the little sparklers just on the end, and they're a lot safer than the bigger fireworks, and I could go on and list more things about them, okay? So if I were to continue writing, I'd first write about my sparklers, then I'd go into the flower-shaped, and then the rockets, okay? So then when I would finish about writing about all that I know about the kinds of fireworks, I would go to my next page. Okay, so I'd touch the page again, I'd write my idea across the top. So on this page, it'd be about fireworks are dangerous because they can be dangerous and a lot of people have gotten injured by fireworks. So on this page again, I would maybe draw a sketch about why they're dangerous. And then down here on the bottom, I would start writing about why they're dangerous and all the information that I know about that, okay? So now that you've seen my example, it's your turn. So you're going to go back to the slides that we made, and you're going to follow steps 2 and 3, because you just did step 1 by watching this video. And that will help you to get started with writing your informational book. Remember, this week is all about planning, drafting, and revising. We're not finishing a piece this week. So you should be spending this whole week on working on this book. So make sure you're pulling out all the information that you know. All right? Okay, thanks, fourth graders. We'll see you next time.